Hubble Space Telescope just released 17 new images of Atlas from November 30th through December 27th, and what they show is geometrically impossible for natural comets. Three inner jets arranged in perfect 120-degree symmetry, not approximate, not close, exact angular separation of 360 divided by 3. One jet pointing away from the sun, two others pointing sideways at precisely equal angles. That's not how random ice pockets sublimate on a rotating rock. That's engineered symmetry. And when you zoom out to the larger scale, it gets even stranger because the massive anti-tail extending 100,000 kilometers dominates everything, while those three perfectly spaced inner jets pulse and change over time. Let me break down what Hubble is actually showing us and why the natural explanation is struggling. Follow right now so you don't miss Atlas updates. The images reveal two distinct scales of jet structure. Zoom in to 24,000 kilometers around the nucleus, and you see three jets with that perfect 120-degree spacing. Zoom out to 100,000 kilometers, and the anti-tail pointing directly at the sun overwhelms everything else. Two different geometric patterns operating simultaneously at different scales, and both of them are bizarre. Let's start with the triple jet inner structure because that 120-degree symmetry is the smoking gun. Natural comets develop jets when ice pockets on the surface face the sun and sublimate. Those pockets form randomly based on the comet's composition history, impact cratering, and thermal evolution over billions of years. There's no physical mechanism that would place three major ice pockets at exactly 120-degree intervals around a rotating nucleus. It's like finding three perfectly spaced geysers on a natural body. Probability approaches zero. The orientation of these three jets changes over time, which makes sense if the nucleus is rotating and the jet bases are fixed to the surface. With a 16-hour rotation period, the jets would appear to shift position as nucleus spins. But maintaining that perfect 120-degree angular separation while rotating suggests the three sources are locked in symmetric configuration on the body, not randomly distributed. Natural geological processes don't create threefold rotational symmetry. Engineering does. Now zoom out to the anti-tail extending 100,000 kilometers toward the sun. That massive collimated jet maintains stability despite the nucleus rotating every 16 hours. For that to work, the jet base must be extremely close to the rotation axis, within 6 degrees based on the jet's collimation ratio of 10 times longer than it is wide. And the rotation axis itself must be nearly aligned with the sun's direction. Here's where the probability becomes damning. The rotation axis pointing within 6 degrees of the sun has only 0.2% chance of occurring randomly. That's 1 in 500 odds. And it needs to maintain this alignment not just before perihelion, when Atlas approached the sun, but after perihelion as Atlas recedes and the sun's direction relative to the body has flipped. We've already covered this as the 14th anomaly, two perfect alignments at opposite poles with combined probability of 0.000025. The natural explanation tries to account for the triple jets through heat conduction. One major ice pocket faces the sun, creating the dominant anti-tail. Heat conducts through the nucleus and triggers two additional ice pockets at different locations, creating the side jets. But that doesn't explain why they'd be spaced at exactly 120 degrees. Heat conduction spreads through material based on thermal gradients and material properties, not geometric symmetry. You'd expect irregular spacing, not perfect threefold symmetry. The variation in jet extent works with natural sublimation speeds. The minor jets change length by about 5,000 kilometers over 8 hours, which fits thermal gas velocities of 0.2 kilometers per second from ice sublimation. But the anti-tail maintaining coherence over 100,000 kilometers requires much longer stability periods and alignment with the rotation axis that has that troublesome 0.2% probability. So we have two geometric impossibilities happening simultaneously. 3 jets in perfect 120-degree symmetry on the inner scale. 1 massive anti-tail requiring near-perfect alignment of rotation axis with solar direction on the outer scale. Natural comet theory needs both geometric coincidences to occur in the same object by chance, or they're not coincidences. Threefold symmetry is exactly what you'd expect from 3 thruster nozzles positioned at equal intervals around a spacecraft for balanced propulsion and attitude control. The massive anti-tail represents the primary propulsion system aligned with the main axis, while the 3 symmetric inner jets provide secondary thrust and rotational stability. That configuration is standard spacecraft design,